Hello and welcome to Racing in Queensland. I'm your host Jesse McDonald, and it's a pleasure to bring you over the next coming months the Winter Carnival up here in Brisbane, and what a carnival it's going to be. So stay tuned during the next half an hour where we've got plenty coming up. We've got interviews with Robert Heathcote, leading trainer up here in Brisbane, Racecourse manager Bill Shuck. We've also got giveaway tickets for the Doomben Cup and the BTC Cup. So stay tuned, we've got plenty of coming up, plenty of news, plenty of stories, and joining me is our form analysis Ben Donoghue and Josh Hanson, and welcome Ben.
Great to be here, Jess, and really looking forward to Saturday. And I think for the first time this year, I think we're going to get a good track.
And I'm looking forward to it. And I'll tell you what, when we cut back to Bill Shuck during the program, we have a look at the track and he's going to run us through it. And I'll tell you what, it's looking in fantastic order. So yeah, we're looking forward to that. And Josh, how you been? Welcome.
Yeah, good, thanks Jess. I'm glad to be here. Just looking forward to getting into all this group racing coming up over the next couple of weeks.
Well, we've got plenty of racing coming up, folks, and we've got the 2-year-old race we're going to be reviewing. We've got the Chairman's Handicap, the Rough Habit, and the BTC 1200 Group 1. Now, we're not going to mess around, boys. We're just going to get into it. But before we carry on, Voro passed away, champion racehorse. What do you think of him?
Look, as a young bloke growing up, Jess, Cyril Small, wielding the shillelagh, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in front. He just kept going, the great Vo. So a tragedy, but he'll be well received when he meets his good mate Vic Rail somewhere up there.
And Josh?
Yeah, just out there front running, kind of bowling along, just can remember it all.
I'll tell you, one thing I always remember, I was just a young tacker and I was in the tab and he'd won the Australian Cup, I think it was, and they had the camera on Vic Rail and he's gone, I knew he'd win, and they put him up at 14-1, so I went and had 1,000 on him. And then he blew him out to 16, so I went and had another 1,000 on him. And he said they blew him out to 20, so I went and had another 1,000 on him. I'll never forget it. I thought, what a legend.
Yeah,
that's me.
Fantastic.
He would have been dirty too.
Raced in no shoes, I think, one or two.
He did, that's right. Now let's get into it. We're going to have tip the viewers plenty of winners and the serious side of the business side of things, and now the 2-year-old race, the listed Hampton over 1,200. Ben, what have you come up with?
Seeing is believing, Jess. Better Than Ready.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I missed out on the 20s before his first start, but he looks like a serious racehorse, this. And punters, I don't want to be tipping the obvious, but Better Than Ready, he's the put-in take-out job on Saturday, trying to find second and third. Interesting that O'Shea's brought Hossamore up to Brisbane, obviously targeting the size produce as well. But Better Than Ready, Josh, he's illogical.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ben. I think Better Than Ready is probably one of the specials of the day. All he needs to do is just improve a fraction on that first up run and he's home, I think. Hossamore, resuming after his run in the Magic Millions, will also come on pretty well this time. 2 trials back, and I think the blinkers are going on this week.
And also Better Than Ready was heavily backed first up.
Yeah, I think it was 21s into $2.40 or something like that.
Yeah, look, a spy tells me that was your money, Jess.
I'll tell you what, if it was, it's all gone. Now myself, I like Hossamore. I think from the John O'Shea, I watched the trial down in Sydney, trial very well. He wouldn't be coming up here for a holiday as much as he wants to. If it is, it's a working holiday and they're here to take the business and get the money. So I like Hossamore on top. I think, like you said, Better Than Ready. Obviously 20s in a 280, that's telling you something, where there's smoke, there's fire, and this horse obviously has a lot of ability. Now, the next race, the Rough Habit over 2,000 metres. It's a 3-year-old set weights race. It's a tricky sort of race. I'm not sure here, having a look at the field, I like Brambles on top. I think this horse has got the class to take it out. I think Arctic is one of the main dangers. Again, with a good ride, and it'll get a good run in transit. And I think Trump from the Heathcote stable will be hard to beat. So I like Brambles on top from Arctic and Trump. Yourself, Ben?
Brambles looked an absolute picture in the Manning Yard last start. So punters, include him in all your multiples and exactors. Arctic, Brian Smith certainly in form, but Trump was just too good to be true. Damien Brown lifted this thing off the canvas last start. Yeah. I was sitting beside the strapper in the owner's enclosure there, and he was gone for all money at the 600 when he got shuffled back, and Brown just picked him up, sneaked up along the fence, and I thought it won well.
Yeah. I'm with Brambles in this race. I think his run in the Gunsard was very, very good behind Trump. Back on top of the ground here, probably boost his chances, and I think the telling run was his run in the Carbine just a couple of weeks ago. I think he'll definitely improve on that back on top of the ground.
For sure.
Brian Smith, very astute trainer. He's been around. He's had Balmerino, as you know, one of the greats of the turf. And
were we born then, Jess? Josh? Were we born? I don't think so.
I don't think I was either.
Your haircut gives it your age away.
No, your tie gives your age away too.
Oh, not as bad as your shirt, mate.
Anyway, now we're going to cut to Robbie Heathcote now, where I caught up with Robbie during the week, where we talk about buffering, Wurrum, and a few of his other runners during tomorrow. All right, Rob, welcome to the show again.
Thanks, Jesse. Good to be back.
Now, you've got a number of runners on the weekend, and one of the most interested gallopers is the most consistent Group 1 second place getter, Buffering. There's no Black Caviar or Haylist in the race. How's he coming along?
Yeah, no, we're really over the moon, mate. I mean, he had a fantastic autumn down in Melbourne. He ran third in the Lightning first up. Then he went to Flemington, and what a huge day that was. I mean, we were over the moon. We were that much from a Group 1 against Haylist in the biggest sprint in the country in the Newmarket, and you know what an enormous run from the horse. And then we went to Moonee Valley and ran third behind Foxwedge after we'd beaten Foxwedge a couple of times. And Buffering, he's our little champion. And look, it was a tough call at the time. We made the call to give him a break, only the 3 runs. The temptation was definitely there to go to Sydney for the Galaxy and also the TJ Smith. That was $1 million race. But I was a firm believer that horses of this class, they put so much in every time they race. And I think it's important to, you know, restrict their runs each campaign, and because they put so much in, it does take so much out of them. And here he is now. He's come back home. He's had a little bit of a breakout at Washpool Lodge, a bit of sun on his back, and he's really sparked up and he's worked brilliant. And here we are going into our very own home Group 1, and he's a short price favourite. And if he races up to his best, I'm very confident he can win.
He won. You just raced him at Eagle Farm recently, and he went round at $1.30. And I took a bit of that. I thought, how could you not? He's a lovely natured horse, and you said he galloped this morning. How did he gallop this morning?
Yeah, he went super this morning, and I was really pleased that they rescheduled a race after the Victory Stakes was washed out. They washed it out on the Saturday, and the only available option coming up was to then go into the BTC Cup 2 weeks later. That concerned me because I felt he needed the run. I'd been pretty easy on him since he got back from Melbourne. Hadn't done a real lot with him, so I needed him to have that run under his belt to go into the BTC Cup spot on. And they put that race on the Wednesday, the Weight for Age race, and as you know, he had a pretty comfortable win by 7 lengths, and more importantly, he ran time. You know, he ran 1:10.8 or something on a heavy track, so it was a super run. He's come on really well, and as you say, this morning, I worked him on the course proper at Doomben with his old sparring partner, Wurrum, and they went fantastic. And very happy with the work.
Is Wurrum's going around again on Saturday?
Yeah, he's going to be a little underdone. He picked up a virus when he ran in the George Ryder at Rosehill. Then we aborted his Sydney trip, brought him back home here. He's also had a breakout at Washpool Lodge. He's come back in, we've scoped him, we've had his blood profile, you know, analysed, and the horse as well. So probably a few gallops short, but he won the Galaxy without a jump out, or sorry, not the Galaxy, the Oakley Plate down in Melbourne, without a jump out or a trial. So it was something to a degree, I've experimented, but you got Group 1 horses like these guys, you don't have to experiment too much because their class takes them a long way.
There's some nature he's got on him there.
Oh, look, he's an awesome customer, and you know, he's just a pleasure to do anything with. And I don't know what it is when I first looked at him and saw him and had to pay $22,000 for him, but he's now won $1.5 million or close enough to. And if we look after him, there's no reason why he can't double it in the next few years.
A few of your runners on the weekend, Trump, Excelentes, a few others. How are they coming all along?
Yeah, happy with them. In fact, my farrier is just in box 9 there now. He's putting a new set of slippers on Excelentes, and he just said, look, there was potentially a little bruiser been coming through, and we never picked it up, and it certainly wasn't giving him any signs of distress. So it's good we picked that up. So it gives us a few days to soak his foot and get that cleaned up. But his work has been excellent. You know, he also worked at Doomben this morning, and I was very happy with his work. In fact, he worked with another runner of mine on Saturday called Solzhenitsyn. Solzhenitsyn hasn't won this preparation back, but his 2 runs have been get on me next time type of runs, and We've got the whiz kid riding him on Saturday, James McDonald.
Oh, he's in flying form.
Oh, mate, he's just a super rider. He's one of those, he's a natural, and they're saying his ride in Hong Kong to win the Queen Elizabeth was probably as good a ride as you'll ever see. And so he's going to come down. He rode Solzhenitsyn in New Zealand, hence the reason the owners want to put him on, and the owners are Kiwis anyway. So I think Buff's saying, put me back in the box. It's too sunny out here. Come on, Buff.
It's time for Tucker.
Come on, mate. Come on. Come on, buddy. Down you go. Come on. Hold on, Buff.
Thanks for bringing us into the stables for the day, and hopefully you can win another Group 1 on the weekend.
Well, it'd be nice. I mean, I've had one, and it was very sweet. But a homegrown Group 1 would probably mean a little bit more, but I don't know until it happens. But, you know, because I've had such a close association with this horse from day one. You know, having chosen him at the sales, and you know, he's been a work in progress, but he's a fantastic little horse.
Well, hopefully there's plenty more to come.
Good on you, buddy.
We'll see you next week on the show.
Good on you, Jess.
Thanks, Rob.
And this is Bruce. One of the owners.
What an interesting interview there was with Robbie down there at the stables there. He's a very interesting character, and he's going to be joining us during the Carnival over the next 8 weeks of the show, and talk about his horses. And he loves the media, Robbie.
He does.
He does. But he's entitled to it. He got his first Group 1 winner this year. Just fantastic. And
he spoke about that, and he's still enjoying the moment now. He was saying, you know, which is brilliant. It'd be just nice to own one.
Yeah. Oh, we can only hope.
You never know.
Yeah, he's got all these top class. He's got plenty of top class runners in tomorrow, and why wouldn't he be excited about the Carnival coming up? He's got horses like Buffering, Warham, Solzhenitsyn coming up, so I think that's probably one of the bets of the day as well tomorrow.
Who was that?
In the Class 6 plate, Solzhenitsyn. So we'll keep your eye on that one.
I'd like to know where the name came from.
Yeah.
Solzhenitsyn. Now, I remember one time, just escapes me now, but can you pronounce it, Jess? Solzhenitsyn?
Solzhenitsyn.
Not a bad effort.
I'll get there one day. I'll have to go to speech therapy. But no, I think he's got a number of great contenders tomorrow, and no doubt Buffering is the number one of that race in the BTC Cup, and we'll preview that after the commercial. So join us after the commercial, where we preview the BTC Cup as well as the Chairman's Handicap.
The Carnival is glamorous fashion and Group 1 glory. My chance to take centre stage.
The Carnival is an event the whole family can enjoy.
The Carnival is Australia and New Zealand's test match for horse racing.
The Carnival launches this Saturday with a vibrant celebration at Racefest. Get behind Australasian racing's biggest names with the Bundaberg Distilling Company BTC Cup. Then party as the sun sets with the hottest entertainers. Tickets through Ticketek or visit brc.com.au.
Welcome back, and now we're going to preview the BTC Cup, the 1200, the Group 1, the major race of the day. 400,000 to the winner. Not a bad check.
It's a hefty amount, isn't it?
Oh, geez, I tell you what, I could spend it in half an hour.
I'd rather win the Stradbroke at $1 million.
Yeah. Hopefully you buy it on a new shirt, Jess.
And Ben will take a Class 1 at the Gold Coast. Now the BTC Cup, a great race coming up. The number one race on the program. Tell me, what do you like?
Punters, I've looked at this a number of times. We spoke about Buffering and Warham before the break. I really like the fillies and mares in this. I think one of these fillies and mares is really going to stamp herself for the Carnival. I think it's going to come out of this race, and I think it's beaten. Peter Snowden has persisted with this horse. She's been out of form. Blinkers go on. Invariably, horses improve up here. They get a bit of that lovely.
She was sensational last winter too.
That lovely. She ran fourth in the Stradbroke. Was it last year or the year before?
Last year.
Coming from gate 19 or 20, sped across, and she was still there when the whips are cracking.
Yep.
I just think the fact that blinkers go on today, punters. Snowden persists. She's going to be a price. Buffering, he's going to be working from the wide galley. She's going to be jumping from gate 8. McAvoy will just put her there, and she'll be there when the whips are cracking.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm with Buffering as well. Well, I'm with Buffering. I think he's a bulldog. We've already spoken about him. But one at odds, I think, good each way bet is at Verena Miss. I think her run in the TJ Smith was really good. She just got caught in a pocket until the 75 metre mark, and then she kind of got through and worked home a bit, made up some pretty good ground. So I think she's one to take at odds.
Yeah, I agree. That was a really good run behind Master of Design in that race.
Yep.
My only concern would be that it was a grouped finish.
Yeah, that's
You know,
true.
you could have thrown a handkerchief over them, and I remember an old guy down at the track said, discard grouped finishes. So that's the only concern in the back of my mind for Verena Miss.
Discard group finishes. Well, barrier 4 for Verena.
Yeah, barrier Ford, good draw.
And you got Jimmy Byrne on board. Can't
That's
complain
true.
with that, you know. No, I'm sticking with the local. I'm sticking with the Queenslander buffering. I'm all the way. I'm on it. I'm riding it. I think it's a good thing. I think it'll jump from 14. It'll cross. Hopefully Aberdeen misses it and goes back to last with any luck. I mean, as quoted from Robbie Heathcote himself, as you know, Aberdeen won't win it, but it can beat buffering.
Yeah, just interesting on that, Jess. The other day on the wet track and the heavy on Wednesday, he actually ran 4/10 of a second outside the time they run in the William Reid down at Moonee Valley. So that's a pretty solid hike on a gluey track.
Yeah.
Which Adebisi came unstuck on. So
Yeah, and just on that, I had a horse racing the race after that, and Cooksley was on it, and he said it was a genuine slow, gluey track. So the fact that buffering got got that close to the track record suggests he is absolutely flying at the moment.
Yeah, no, and looking at him previously when we were down the stables, he just looks a treat. I just can't go past him, so I'm putting him on top. Nashville Willer, he hasn't ridden the horse. It's my only query. I'd rather see Jimmy Byrne or Larry Cassidy on board myself.
You're worried about Nash being on board buffering?
No, I don't know. I'm still backing him. I'm still backing him, and I'm on him. But I just got my queries about him. You know,
he'll hunt him up. He'll be right.
Yeah.
If Waterhouse trained buffering, would you be concerned?
No. No, and I'm not concerned that Robbie Heathcote trains it either.
Okay.
But the combination of Nash and I don't know. It's my only query. You know, the 14 doesn't worry me. But I'm sure Nash will get the job done. I'm very confident, and I'm declaring him. I think he's the best bet on the program, and you know he's only been beaten far from Haylist. Now Haylist is in the race. What price?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and Black Caviar's in the race. You know, she just wins. So I think buffering's a good thing. I like one down the bottom here, Sea Siren. As you mentioned, Ben, this could be a race where one of the fillies steps out of it. You know, and I like Neeson for third. You mentioned Beat It. The winkers are off, blinkers are on, and this time when horses come back and race in the same program, the following year they generally run well.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know why. It must be the bees in the sky or something going on, you know. But I think horses generally can run well at certain times of the year, like Vo Rowe, a champion horse, but always raced better in autumn than he did in spring.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think this could be maybe the case for Beat It. And Strawn Well, Kane McAvoy. Peter Snowden, he's not having the best of runs, but you know, like all horses and all trainers, they all go through their ups and downs in this industry.
I just think punters too, from a Stradbroke perspective, a lot of these horses will go this BTC Cup into the 10,000, into the Stradbroke. I just think if you're looking for a futures price, it might be worthwhile getting on Friday night for one of these horses and then backing it through to the Stradbroke, because majority of them will probably be there come the beginning of June.
That's right. Well, there you have it. I think buffering is a lay down the zero I'm on all the way to the bank. Now, the Chairman's Handicap over the 2,000. It's a tricky sort of race. What do you come up with there, Josh?
But one I do have a watch on is 6 o'clock news. Comes over from New Zealand. That won the Trentham and the Wellington Cup, and ran a third in the Auckland Cup behind She's Sensational. So I think she can get the job done as well. She'll probably be closing late.
Yep, I think so. Myself, I'm going one for down, big odds, 100 to 1. I think it might be start 150 to 1. Hume from the Brian Smith stable. I like him on top. I've always had time for this horse. It's one of these horses that I've just followed and I've done plenty on.
Yeah, exactly. He's always running on.
So maybe tomorrow might be his day, but I'm tipping him on top from 6 o'clock news, and Shuffle the Cash, who on his day, he could be there.
If I can give you a roughie, punters, this horse has got duck eggs beside its name, but fantastic blue for Paul Nolan. He's finally going to get a good track on the weekend. If he can get a nice cushy run somewhere, don't be surprised if he's running home for third or fourth. Include him in your first fours and trifectas.
Oh, well, there you go, punters. There's a few big long priced horses out there tomorrow. Now, we're going to catch up with Racecourse manager of Doomben and Eagle Farm, Bill Shuck. And straight after that, stay tuned, we've got ticket giveaways. So hang in there and you could be in for the chance to win 2 free entry tickets, not only to tomorrow's meeting, if you're willing to meet me out at the track, but also to the Doomben Cup Stradbroke race day as well. So now we catch up with Racecourse manager, Bill Shuck. Joining me is Racecourse manager of Eagle Farm, Bill Shuck, and welcome to the show, Bill.
Yeah, hello Jesse, and welcome to Eagle Farm.
Now, what we're going to get into is the day-to-day management of Eagle Farm and Doomben, and can you tell us a bit of the involvement that it takes to get the track premium for race day?
Yeah, well, it's a year-round sort of plan, and we generally get our race dates late March, early April, and we sit down and we go through it and we look at the race days and sort of plan where the running rail's going to go for the year, and then set about putting a track maintenance plan together, and then, you know, then we just got to play it by ear with the weather and that, and so it's sort of a 12-month plan, and hopefully it all comes together and it works on the day.
Now, you talk about a plan involved. In the plan, what is involved?
It's basically everything revolves around the health of the grass. The grass, you know, if your grass is not healthy, you know, no matter what you do to it, it's going to race poorly and you'll have trouble. So we do a lot of testing. We do quarterly audits on the racecourse, independent audits. We take plugs out of the track and send them to Melbourne. They get tested and they come back and tell us how, you know, technically how well our grass is doing at both venues, and from that we sort of adjust our fertiliser schedules and what type of fertiliser we use, and if there's any parasites or disease in there that we haven't identified, and it sort of just verifies what our thoughts are on the grass, you know, and sort of treat it accordingly.
Bill, what determines you moving the running rail?
It's generally, you know, it's patterns of wear and whatnot. We're lucky, especially at Eagle Farm, we've got a great history of race meetings and performance of the track. Data from previous race meetings is invaluable when you're planning where you put your rail for the year and that, and we can look back and see how the weather patterns and field sizes and everything like that. But generally we try to work out the best place to put the rail and start from the inside and work out. And it takes probably a month to get over a particular race meeting, and you try to work it so you're not in the same spot for about two months. So we go back and come out halves or whatever and try to vary the rail and give it the best ground we can find.
Now, what's the difference between Doomben and Eagle Farm?
Doomben's a lot newer than Eagle Farm. Its main difference is the soil profile. It's a lot sandier soil at Doomben, and it drains a lot quicker than Eagle Farm. There's a little bit more of a camber on Doomben, and Eagle Farm's more traditional flat track, so once again it helps it drain a lot quicker. Doomben does get a little bit harder at times than Eagle Farm, so there's a lot of aeration at both tracks, and trying to keep the ground good moisture level and suitable for racing.
One of the most important questions is coming this week. How's the track looking?
Yeah, I'm very pleased with the track this year. Last year we had a really good winter and we had a pretty good preparation coming up to the BTC Cup. This year it's been even a little bit better, and I think it's beautiful at the moment, Doomben. I'm just really pleased with it, and we just fine-tune it this week, and you know, the forecast looks great, and we might even give it a little water this afternoon. It's starting to dry out that well, so yeah, I'm very pleased with Doomben particularly, and Eagle Farm. We had a pretty big month last month, and it gets a spell now right through till June, so it'll start picking up too, and we've got good coverage of grass, and it's going to fire up nice for the Oaks and the Stradbroke as well.
Now, pre-war, the old stables, what we're about to look at now, this is where the old stables used to be. They've been moved back there. What was the inspiration to get the stables back to the pre-war position?
Yeah, well, it basically gets down to better use of space. The old tie-up stalls, no secret, they weren't real flash and very hot on summer days. Now we've moved them back in where they originally were. It's lovely and cool there of a summer, and lots of shade, and horses actually, they're thriving over there, nice and relaxed, and hardly seen a horse sweat up there the 4 times that we've used it. And the enclosure out the back here, it just brings it closer to the public and people. You know, the main difference between us and an RSL is we got horses, so people have got to see the horses, and you know, and this is the best way to showcase the horses, have them right in front of them, and they've got to walk past. Everyone's got to walk past this enclosure and go anywhere on the racecourse. So, you know, we really want to showcase the horses, and it's been really successful at Doomben. We did it a couple of years ago, and this is just the next step, and this is, I think it's turned out great.
And the best thing about it, it frees up the winning post so all the public can get there.
Yeah, and once again, the people can get out the front. More people can get out the front, right on the track, virtually right on the track, and see the action. And you know, and once again, you know, that's the whole idea of getting here, getting to the front row and looking at the horses.
Now, just behind you, there's a lovely fountain. Now, there's a bit of history behind that fountain, I believe.
Yeah, it's 100. It was 100 years old last month, so it's been around a long time, and it's an amazing piece of concrete, and yeah, it's taken pride and place in the middle of the enclosure, as it should.
Well, Bill, the track's in outstanding condition. The enclosure looks an absolute treat, and it's a pleasure having you on the show. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Jesse, and it's great to have you out here, and anything we can do to promote racing, that's what we're here for.
I tell you, Bill Shuck, he's some gentleman there, and he's been at the course for 30 years, and the track tomorrow is going to race in brilliant condition. Now for the giveaway, we've got 2 prizes here to give away. We've got 2 tickets to the Brisbane Racing Carnival BTC Cup, as well we've got 2 tickets to the Doomben Cup. In order to win the BTC Cup tickets, just email us the answer to who was the winner of the 2011 BTC Cup, and to win tickets to the Doomben Cup Day, email us who was the winner of the 2011 Doomben Cup. So there's your chance to win 2 tickets valued at $60, so well worth winning. Now, Josh and Ben, thanks for joining us on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on board.
Yeah, thanks, Jess.
Pleasure, Jess.
And you'll be joining us from Hawaii next week.
I will be on assignment, so I didn't want everyone to think I was a one-hit wonder and not returning next week. I am on assignment, but I'll be back in a fortnight.
Brilliant. And Josh, you'll join us again during the carnival.
Yeah, sure, no dramas. Thanks, Jess.
With that form analysis, which is brilliant. Now, next week, we've got Larry Cassidy coming back on board. We've got jockey Tim Bell, who unfortunately was coming, but he couldn't come due to traffic congestion. Daniel Moore from the Freedman Stable will be joining us. As well, we've got an interview with Prue Reid and Darren Condon from the BTC. As well, we're going to have giveaways for the Stradbroke and plenty of other races coming up. As well, we're going to have Robbie Heathcote. So we've got plenty of news, plenty of stories, and we're going to have interviews with Kevin Dixon. So join us next week. Same place, same time. Bye for now.
Into the final furlong. My wife knows everything. The wife doesn't know. They're 1-2. Of course they are. My wife knows everything in front. To the outside, the wife doesn't know. My wife knows everything. The wife doesn't know. My wife knows everything. More than the wife doesn't know. Woo.